the state, I got into training coaches as the main thing. So I worked with a few different programs, just working with their coaches, trying to build up their curriculum and things like that. It's something that had definitely been lacking over the few years as the programs grow fast.
Yeah.
New administrations come in, they sort of, you sign up to coach and they give you a clipboard with your roster and tell you what field you're on, and then they push you out the door. And so I went in to work with programs about what kind of curriculum they were doing at practice and that sort of thing. And I did that all spring, and then it was fun because I finally got weekends off and got to watch some lacrosse as a spectator, which was nice. And then
Kevin Flynn, our guest, talking about lacrosse in the Missoula area and upcoming camps. What's the difference between training coaches and trying to coach players? There's a lot of difference.
Yeah, it's good. A lot of the coaches, I think the hardest thing that I had to deal with this year were coaches that have been working for a number of years and were accustomed to whatever it is that they were doing and trying to hear new advice on things. But thankfully, I was able to break down barriers pretty quickly and prove that I could be an asset to them at practice. And then once that barrier's broken down, they were really welcoming and easy to work with. Yeah, pretty much across the board. Youth coaches through high school were all really easy to work with.
Kevin, we talked a month or two ago. You're talking about coaches and your training program. Where have you been traveling? How far have you been going?
Spokane, Jackson, Wyoming, Bozeman.
Hey, Burns is down in Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah, go to Jackson a couple times a year. This year I worked in Bozeman a lot. I was there every other week during the spring.
Oh, wow.
So.
Now, did you have to kind of develop your own curriculum for this to train these folks, or did you have a little template to follow, or was this just kind of, I'll wing this as I go along?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been coaching lacrosse for almost 15 years, so I have my own curriculum that I like doing it, but putting it to a training format was new.
Yeah.
For the year. I've done small classes with programs the last couple of years, but more intensive follow work. Usually it was just a weekend clinic, and then we send them out the door. And this was more of a checks and balances, going and seeing how things were going on the day-to-day.
Well, how did this evolve? And I don't mean because of your credentials. Obviously, you are more than qualified to do something like that. But is it just because the sport is growing so fast and there's so much popularity springing up in the western part of the country that they have all these, well, yeah, I want to coach lacrosse, but I probably need a little help here? Because you mentioned you went to a number of different markets to do this.
I actually approached them.
I see.
Most of the programs hadn't even really given it a thought, and that's a little bit scary to me as a coach that's been happening for that long, that, coaches just get pushed out the door. But it was a big point of emphasis nationwide this year with U.S. Lacrosse, the national governing body. They were pushing a new athlete development model for younger players, a lot of curriculum attached to that. And so I just sort of fell into that same kind of area, but more of a hands-on approach instead of just reading a manual in a book or watching a drill in a video and stuff like that.
What's the length of, what am I trying to say here? What is your time frame? How long were these training camps?
It depends on the program. Spokane was 3 times during the season. Bozeman was every other week, so that one was pretty regular. But they have, over 40 coaches just in Bozeman. So getting out to an individual team's practice was harder than it sounds. Just working there at a minimal time. But yeah, it was good. I got to work with a lot of coaches, close to 150 coaches this spring across the board. So.
What's the age bracket?
7-year-olds through high school.
All the way up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yep.
Well, obviously, success, and you've had a lot of success coaching Hellgate over the years. Success will kind of breed not only retention but enthusiasm for something like that. Why is lacrosse growing so much? What is its appeal and popularity?
It's just a fun sport. I think once kids try it, usually they get introduced by a friend or a family member or something like that has some connection to the sport, but it encompasses so many aspects of other sports. It's the oldest sport in North America. So all these other sports like hockey and basketball and football are all parts of the game, but the game really encompasses all of those elements. So kids can find something that they like to do. And it's the kind of sport where you don't have to be necessarily physically gifted when you get into it. One of my really good friends is 5'10", and he was a 2-time national player of the year because he has proficient stick skills. It's all about how good you are at the stick, and that's the point of emphasis that we have in the company that I work for, Rhino Lacrosse, and all the instructional components that I work on is stick work.
Yeah. Now, if it's younger kids and they've got to sign up and participate in anything and everything, parents, there's probably a lot of parents that don't know a lot about the sport other than the fact that, well, my kid wants to play it. So the parents are going to come to Kevin and say, is he going to get hit in the head with something as hard as a croquet ball?
Yep.
Or is am I going to be putting bandages on his shins every day? What's going to? I suppose they have a lot of questions about the safety of it, what's really involved, and how much equipment do I have to buy, and all of those things.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions for new people getting involved in the sport. I think a lot of the youth programs across the state are doing a good job by being proactive in their registration process. They have all that information out in advance on their website. The officials have done something really cool, I think, in the last few years. They, at timeout or quarter breaks or halftime, they go to the opposite side, to the spectator side, and they ask if anyone has questions, and they answer them right there on the. So it kind of breaks down that barrier between parents and the officials. They're not complaining as much. They can literally ask a ref during the middle of the game what they were thinking on that
opportunity
one call.
to educate.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah. Being proactive, I think, has helped the officials a lot, and so it's the same idea with the with the clubs and everything like that. So.
Yeah. Well, you were so nice to come in, and we want to give you time to talk about. You've got some upcoming camps that you would like people to know about, right?
Yeah. Well, locally in Missoula, I just took over at the Missoula Indoor Sports Arena. So we have 2 camps this summer for lacrosse and a couple soccer camps. But our lacrosse camps specifically are for 1st through 4th graders. So they're for the younger kids, and they don't require any equipment to participate. So the idea with those programs is that we can introduce kids to the sport in the summer. And then if they like it, they can go out and invest in equipment and get signed up to play next spring for the Missoula Lacrosse Club or anything like that. So those I'm really looking forward to, just getting back to the introductory part of the sport and the real little kids who are great. Yeah. And then I spend the rest of the summer touring with the Rhino Lacrosse, which is a nationwide lacrosse company. We run camps in over 30 states across the country, and Missoula will have our camp here the last week of July. One of my good friends, Henry Schoonmaker, who's a professional player, who's an All-American at Syracuse, and he'll be out here coaching the kids up. And it's a great time. We see a lot of kids, and we get to get a really good feel for how the sport is spreading across the whole western states in the summer by being out there every day.
Boys, girls, co-rec?
Boys, girls, yep. So both of the camps at the Missoula Indoor Sports Arena are co-ed, and the Rhino camp here has a boys section and a girls section. Our girls director is awesome. Her name's Erin Abbott. She was she's a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year in college, a 2-time first-team All-American. She just graduated from Lindenwood, and she's just getting out to Montana and really excited to hit the tour this summer.
When you say for the little ones, no equipment, how does that work?
So, well, girls lacrosse, there actually is really no equipment. They wear eye goggles, and that's it. They just have their stick. So we do a lot of the girls' rules, and then we play a game called 3x, which is played with a tennis ball.
Okay.
That's a lot of fun.
That's for you and me, Kyle.
Yeah. Soft ball.
Yeah. I don't even want to play golf with you for the danger, much less, get you out there on the
Just stay behind me. You might be safe.
All right, Kevin, before we let you go, now, I think first off, great idea. If I assume it's just like a lot of sports that the younger you can get the kids interested, long term, further down the road, the more participation you'll have at the next level, the middle school level and the high school level. So if folks are interested in getting their kids involved, what do they got to do?
Online registration, Missoula.Indoor.com for the youth camps, and then RhinoLacrosse.com for the full pad camp.
Okay.
Coming up at the end of the summer. So.
Okay. Give them to me one more time.
Missoula.Indoor.com and RhinoLacrosse.com.
Okay.
So
simple enough.
Yeah.
Jot that down.
Anything else we need to know about the lacrosse world in Missoula, Montana, Kevin?
If you're an adult player, there's men's league going for the first time in years. I believe it's on Wednesday nights. I'm going to go maybe check it out tonight for the first time.
Right.
I'm unfortunately not able to play since I'm touring all summer, but
yeah.
That was a
where do
blast.
they do that?
I believe at the new Fort Field.
Oh, okay. Nice complex, isn't it?
Yes, it's beautiful.
That's amazing.
Yeah, the youth state championships were there a couple weeks ago. Yeah. It's an awesome complex. I got involved with that very early in the process, and it's very cool to see it come to life.
Awesome.
It's
awesome.
Heavily used, too.
I would assume it's going to be booked pretty much indefinitely.
Yeah.
Terrific. Well, we wish you a lot of success with your camps, and we'll definitely have you on the radio again sometime in the near future so we can get updates.
Sounds great. Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks you. Kevin Flynn talking about the lacrosse camps coming up in Missoula. Hey, before we go to break, trivia time. That brought to you by Fuddruckers and Happy Days Car Wash. We got a $10 gift certificate to Fuddruckers, world's greatest hamburgers. Get to top them yourself to make it absolutely perfect. And we have a gift card for the Works Car Wash at Happy Days Car Wash. They're located on Brooks between Pizza Hut and Fairbridge Inn. Number to call is 721-1290. And the trivia question tonight is, do you want to win a gift certificate to Fuddruckers and a gift certificate to Happy Days? A, yes. B, yes. C, yes. In other words, I don't know where the day went. You know, it was one of those days where I don't have a clue where my day went.
Gerns isn't here.
I looked up. I'm doing a little prep with you at 10 to 6. I don't have a trivia question. So,
you know, and I thought about that earlier. I thought, oh, no, Denny's, he's always got this covered. It'll be really creative and funny.
All you do. Yeah, I know. I've
What's that number again?
721-1290. 721-1290. The question is, do you want to win those gift certificates? Call now if you do. 721-1290, and we will make you a winner.
3 chances to win.
That's right. We'll even give you extra chances. And we'll continue with Sports Talk tonight.
Bell McCall Company has been serving the Bitterwood Valley as your local Ford dealer for over 100 years. Right now, take advantage of great savings like savings up to $12,000 on select Ford F-150 Super Cruise, after dealer discounts and factory rebates. Save big on a great selection of Super Duty Ford pickups, the Ford Edge and Ford Explorer. Bell McCall has a great selection and deals that cannot be beat. Find them online at bellmccall.com. Bell McCall Company, located in downtown Hamilton.
At First Montana Bank, we provide things to make your banking easier. With free services like online banking, remote check deposit, and our mobile app, you can bank on your time, not ours. And with our free Centennial checking account, get unlimited cash back just for using your debit card. Yep, get 10 cents back for every swipe or online purchase. Convenience and cash back. Only at First Montana Bank, a great community bank. Member FDIC.
A reminder from Jerry Wessel's Les Schwab Tire Center. Before you pack up the family and head down the road this summer for a weekend at the lake or a long family vacation, head to Jerry Wessel's in Hamilton for your free pre-trip safety check. They'll visually check your tires, alignment, front-end components, brake components, shocks, and battery. Don't risk being stuck on the side of the road instead of relaxing on your summer vacation. See Jerry Wessel's Les Schwab Tire Center in Hamilton, home of the best tire value promise.
Tired of trying to remember what pills to take every day? Let Granite Pharmacy help with their free compliance packaging. Granite Pharmacy will put your medications in easy-to-use packets similar to a pill box. The pharmacist will set up your meds by the correct day and time. Instead of opening several bottles, you now just open one packet. Let the friendly staff at Granite Pharmacy save you time, money, and peace of mind. Granite Pharmacy, your locally owned pharmacy on South Avenue. Call them at 926-2940 or find them online at granitepharmacy.com.
Now back to Missoula's Sports Talk tonight on KGVO.
Missoula Sports.
Every second of every day.
Welcome back to Sports Talk tonight, brought to you by Orange Street Food Farms, locally owned and operated grocery store featuring the freshest fruits and vegetables, fresh meats, and great beer and wine selection, and by Grizzly Liquor, located downtown next to the Iron Horse. Big Sky, big selection, and online at grizzlyliquor.com.
Kyle, that is the voice of Kyle Stensrud, our executive producer. We did have a winner in trivia. It is Ron Medine of Hamilton. The question was, do you want to win those gift certificates? A, yes, B, yes, or C, yes. Ron chose all 3, actually, which is fine.
Smart guy.
And so, yeah. So
he didn't want to fail.
Yeah. I promise I'll have a trivia
You might have to have 2
a legitimate trivia question next week. But anyway, Ron, thank you so much for listening there in Hamilton, and we'll get those gift certificates mailed out to him. I was also too busy to get introduced to all our guests. I'm going to have to put that on you.
Head coach Rob Rawls from the Florence State Champion Falcons.
How you doing?
Good. With a couple of my neighbor girls, Shannon Byrne and Chloe Arthur. And their friend, Shannon's friend in the back. She's
Which one's Shannon?
Shy.
There's
Shannon's
Shannon,
got the cap.
And Chloe? Yep. Which one's Chloe? There's Chloe. And moral support's over there. Hello, moral support. Well, welcome to Sports Talk tonight. congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure to have you on board. We always like to get the high school scene showcased even during the summer months.
We try to get all the state champions from the West
Kids are out
on the show.
Kids are out of school and they're thinking, "Oh, I still have to see the coach." I thought this was over for a while.
Or the coach said, "Oh, I got to see the kids." It might be that way.
Yeah.
Rob, let's get a little bit better acquainted with you. What is your coaching background and experience, and how did you end up where you are now?
Well, I just coached a couple ASA teams, and then was an assistant coach with Joe McKay, and one thing led to another, and ended up with the head coaching job. So it's been a great job so far.
We just had Kevin Flynn on talking about the popularity of lacrosse in western Montana, and I think that could be said about girls and women's college too with the Grizzly team now. But
Right.
High school and college softball pretty popular in this part of the state, isn't it?
Well, it is, and with the Grizzlies adding softball at the Division I level, I mean, wherever there's a Division I softball, usually you see the quality of play and that go up. So hopefully that continues.
Girls, who wants to go first?
Chloe's on board.
Chloe, you're the senior. Come on up to the microphone. Don't be scared.
Welcome, Chloe.
Thank you.
They both have microphones. Rob stepped away, so Shannon can grab one too.
Perfect.
You can move that around and put it wherever.
And don't
you want,
act like you're shy, because I
just
know
like
better. You
this.
can't pull that tonight. You can
Just
pull
don't.
that most nights, but not tonight.
Just get up close to the mic and don't break nothing. All right, all right. Congratulations, first off.
Thank you.
Okay, let's start with Chloe. What do you play on the team? What year are you and all of that?
I'm a senior. This year I mostly played second, shortstop, and caught a little bit.
Okay, so you just finished your senior year?
I did, yep.
Okay, great.
Just graduated.
All right.
But throughout the years, I've just been utility infield.
Okay, Shannon, how about you?
I'm a sophomore, and I played shortstop and pitched.
All right. So life after softball for you now, Chloe. What's the plan?
Mow my lawn.
Yeah, no.
Darn it.
Steal.
I plan on going in the National Guard and then enlisting this month and going to school after
Congratulations.
that. Thank you.
Oh, good for you. Very proud of you.
Thank you.
What was it like being a state champion your senior year?
Felt pretty good.
Yeah.
Still hard to explain, but
Yeah, yeah.
feels good.
What was that championship game like? Is
I
it kind of a blur still, or have you been?
yeah, I didn't have a lot of nerves going into it, thinking about it, and all these other girls were super confident, so
Yeah.
kind of made me less nervous.
It's double elimination, right?
Yep.
Did you go in undefeated?
Yep.
You had a 1-game cushion in there, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
make things
so-
easier or harder?
Well, the weekend before Libby, we had the 1-game cushion, and Libby beat us twice, so
Yeah.
we didn't take them for granted or anything.
Right. And that's how you had to beat for the title too.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Didn't overlook him.
Shannon, what was it like for you? A little bit, you're kind of one of the underclassmen on the team, so you've got more years to look forward to. I imagine this is going to be a kind of a tough act to follow, huh?
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the next couple years that I have, but, I mean, going into the championship game, like Chloe said, I definitely trusted the girls that were behind me, and I was pretty confident, and I knew that we had each other's backs, so I didn't really have anything to worry about. And the one game cushion helped a ton, I think.
Sure.
What was the highlight, Shannon? Aside from that final out throughout the tournament, was there a special moment?
I think it was the game that got us into the championship when we beat Libby, because I think it helped us get a boost of confidence going into the game, the championship game.
And that
so
was the 5-4?
Yeah,
5-3?
so it was definitely really close, and
Yeah.
obviously all our games with them are pretty tight, but that definitely, just realizing that we could do it and that what we've been working towards the entire season was in our reach was kind of unreal. So I think it was that game that really did it
that
for
was
me.
the only game I got to see the last 3 innings of that game this year. Busted back from a rodeo, and that was a great finish to that game.
Thank you.
Members of the State Class BC softball champion Florence Falcons with us. And Chloe, since you've wrapped it up as senior year, and we talked to your coach about this a little bit, do you get an opportunity to watch college softball at all? I mean, obviously you're going to the National Guard, not aspiring to play softball on the college level, but do you get to see very much of it? And if so, what are your impressions? There's probably a couple of players on the University of Montana team that you probably encountered somewhere over your high school career, right?
Well, I played ASA 18U, and a lot of those girls are playing college ball. I played with a girl who plays for the Grizz, Katie Willetsko. I played with her. Yeah, I played with her 2 summers ago. 2 summers ago, and we played outfield together, so I got to know her. But yeah, those girls are good athletes, for sure.
think they got a pretty good thing going over there, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
You had a chance to get over to watch Grizz softball at all? I know you guys were pretty busy with spring.
No, I didn't.
No.
I did a few games.
Yeah.
A few times.
Fun.
Yeah. Were you supposed to, or did you sneak away and try not to get caught? It's okay, right?
No, yeah, I just went with my family just like on the weekends to enjoy a weekend off.
Yeah.
But.
Cool.
Pretty exciting stuff. How would you? Let's see. I guess I'll start with Chloe, because you got to see it a couple more years than Shannon has so far. But how would you evaluate the level of play you're at? And I don't mean that disrespectfully at all. You play at Class BC level, but that doesn't mean that you haven't run into some fairly tough competition. How would you evaluate Montana high school softball?
I think even Class B is pretty tough, especially in the West. The East teams, I think the last 4 teams in state were West, right? Three of the 4 were from the West, and that says something about the softball. And we don't get to see a lot of AA or A teams, but when we do, we always give them tough games. So.
Yeah. How about you, Shannon? Same question.
Well, I think throughout the season, it gets a little bit harder to play the teams that we do because we've seen them a lot. So they know what we do, like we know what they do, so we're kind of on an even playing field. But, yeah, like Chloe said, top 3 teams were from the West, so it shows that our side of the state was really tough and that we definitely had to work to get what we...
All right, trivia question for you two. In the last 6 years, how many state titles have you won?
4.
You agree, Shannon?
What was the question?
What was the question? In the last 6 years, how many state titles?
4.
4. Pretty impressive. And then how many
say.
seniors are you graduating this year?
2.
You and?
Callie Labenguth.
Right. I happen to know her too.
So not only have they got a little dynasty going here, but they're very young at it, is what you're
young,
telling me.
and,
Wow,
yeah, Coach, hop back in there and let us know what. I know you don't want to look too far ahead, but you've had a couple weeks since the state title.
No, I mean, right now the state of softball at Florence is as good as it can be, you know. I mean, losing Chloe and Callie is going to be big, but every year, I mean, we've lost someone real important and someone's filled that role. And having, 7 of the 9 back next year and all the pitching, I mean, we got 4 pitchers. We had the transfer that came in, Oregon, Brianna. Right. We got her back. Shannon, still got Shay. And we had a freshman this year that probably would have started on a lot of teams, And, I mean, right now it looks real well.
Pretty promising.
Yeah, so the next 2 years look real well. I mean, we got, good assistants and, we good kids at Florence. I mean, 14 of them were on the honor roll or high honor roll, so makes, the job a lot easier when you get to coach that quality of kids.
Yeah.
So.
How are they developing so much talent? Do they just have a passion, so much passion for the sport that they practice a lot during the off season? They go to camps. They're just all naturals. How?
Well, I think a lot of it, has to do with for so many years we've had a lot of kids playing ASA in the summer. I mean, and that's where they, we don't have to teach a lot of the basic fundamentals once they get there. So it makes a lot easier. So
and you can tell watching them play fundamentally, the girls are sound.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot of bobbling the ball around or misplays. It's fundamentally pretty solid.
And I've heard from a lot of coaches, that we probably could have won the 4x100 track this year with, the girls we put out there. And I mean, they just, they make plays when they need to. And, the thing is, too, is we had 14 girls that, I mean, got along so well all year. And, I mean, they played as a team. And when you have that, good things happen. So
describe your style of play a little bit.
Well, I mean, a lot of schools don't like to play us because we play a lot of small ball, bunting. I mean, we put pressure on the defense. It's always been good pitching and good defense. And, I mean, we put a lot of pressure on the defense when we're up there. And
that's why they don't like to play you because you put a lot of pressure on them.
Everyone says it's wrong, but it's worked for us. And why change it?
I don't know. It's kind of fun to watch a little bit that I've gotten to see. And last year I saw some.
Part of the game.
It is. Yeah. And that's the mental aspect of it. Is kind of outsmarting your opponent a little bit.
As they mentioned earlier, we lost 2 up at Libby, but I knew when we left, Libby that we were going to be tough to beat. And I told the girls on Wednesday, enjoy your next 4 games because that's how much faith I had going to Frenchtown that we were going to win state, because Shannon was hurt, Bree was hurt, and we were down 11-1 in the third inning, and the girls fought back to a 12-11 loss. And like I told them, most kids would have just thrown in the towel and give up, but they fought back, and so I knew we had something special when we left Libby at divisionals.
Well, and that Libby 5-3 game was a little bit of back and forth.
Oh yeah, Libby's well coached, and they got some athletes.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they were good. So I'm sorry to miss that championship game. That I saw the video.
Yep.
Well, obviously, Libby, Shannon or Chloe, either one of you can step up to the microphone and answer this. Maybe Shannon, because you're still playing. But
sure.
Besides, obviously, Libby, are there any teams in Western Montana in your division, in your conference, or anywhere in the state that it's sort of the big rivalry game for you gals? Teams that you just really got to get up for?
Mission definitely is one.
Okay.
They're definitely a comeback team. You can't get down one play on them, or else they're going to be right back with you. And also next year, Manhattan is coming into our conference, so they're going to be really tough.
Okay.
Yeah, and they co-opt with Belgrade, I believe, is what I was told.
No, they're on their own.
Okay, well, some of those girls have been playing around in Bozeman and Belgrade, so obviously they know what they're doing. They're going to be pretty tough. So
yeah. Well, we'll ask Chloe too. Any memorable rivalries during your career that kind of jump out as a particular school or even a particular game or anything
I
like
think Ronan. We've always been neck and neck with Ronan.
All right.
That's in every sport.
It's true.
Basketball.
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
You're losing them. They're moving up, or
right.
they're moving up to the back up to the A ranks.
Back up to A. There's a bunch of shuffling going on next year with teams coming in and teams leaving. Class B. So.
I'm glad to see Manhattan.
Yeah.
Okay, needs to be a microphone.
Oh.
There we go. Put a microphone on in there.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Manhattan coming into our conference next year because, they'll be well coached. They hired Belgrade's old coach, and, they, like Shannon said, they got, probably 8-10 girls playing ASA all the time. So,
wow.
They're going to be fundamentally good right off the bat. And then they move Mission into the north. So
okay. Do you know what your schedule looks like early in the season next year yet? Or you have an idea of some teams you might be playing?
Well, we're going to play Frenchtown again on Grizz Field.
Okay. Fun.
And we will, that'll be 3 years in a row we've played there.
Yep.
We're going to start the season off at a jamboree in Belgrade.
Okay.
And then we got the Frenchtown tournament, Butte Central tournament. So we got a
So you have some pretty good
schedule.
competition early in the season, which is beneficial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do to help this outstanding program out? Anything? Can they count on you for anything at all? Or
well, after the state championship, my daughter, who plays volleyball, basketball, decided that she thought she should play softball next year. Heads up, coach. This is the girl that quit when she was, I don't know how old, because every time she batted, she got hit by the ball. And she's like, this is stupid. I never get to swing. I always get hit. Now all of a sudden,
did you teach her not to stand on the plate? Or?
Yeah, no, I'm not the coach. I was just a parent. So, yeah.
All right.
No.
So that's what your daughter is doing for the program. I think you're
my kids support me. I'm the kind neighbor. I wave when I drive by, and
she might be the girl we want. We try to get them to stand on the plate.
Get hit. Oh, she's the one. But she's a magnet.
Free base.
Yeah. But she gets injured a lot. Just so you know that too.
Getting hit by pitch. That's part of small ball, man.
It is.
Yeah.
Get on base however you can.
You betcha. Well, we really appreciate you coming in, all of you. Congratulations. And
hey, how was the green room, by the way? Was that okay? Do we accommodate?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad
Most
to
green
be here.
rooms aren't green, so
our fancy green room.
They were trying to figure that out.
Yeah. So outro your guests. Take them out.
Yes, thank you, Shannon, Chloe, Coach.
Thank you.
Special guest in the back. Appreciate you guys coming in. Best of luck next year.
Thank you.
5 out of 7, let's hope, huh?
Yeah, be good.
All right, Chloe, good luck.
Thank you.
And number 10 overall.
Yes. Chloe, we're proud of you. Congratulations
Yes.
on entering the National Guard. That's pretty exciting. We will be back with Scott Guernsey, my regular co-host, who I think has been eavesdropping on the program wherever
As far as we know.
Yeah, and more as Sports Talk Tonight continues.
Sports Talk Tonight, live from the KGVO studio.
Missoula Sports.
And we're back on Sports Talk Tonight. Thanks to our guest, Kevin Flynn, Missoula Indoor Sports Arena, and the state Class BC champion Florence Falcons, Coach Rawls, Shannon, and Chloe.
Nice kids.
Yeah. All our guests are brought to you by First Montana Bank. Your home for free Centennial checking plus unlimited cash back every time you use your debit card. Online at firstmontanabank.com. By Mel McCall Ford, great selection of new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs. Mel McCall is your locally owned operator of over 100 years in downtown Hamilton. And Granite Pharmacy, locally owned and operated pharmacy on South Avenue between Shopko and Big Sky High School. Find them online at granitepharmacy.com.
That is executive producer Kyle Stensrud filling in here in the studio. Naturally, all the listeners are thinking, well, I loved hearing the interviews with the Florence coach and the kids and with Kevin Flynn and everything, but is Scott Guernsey ever coming back to the program?
2 months.
We miss him so bad. It hurts.
That's the first thing that Coach Rawls asked. He goes, is Guerns there? I go, no, he's in Wyoming still.
There's an aching.
Congratulations to Coach Rob Rawls, and I've known him for about 15 years, a pretty good friend of mine, and Chloe's parents, Jack and Michelle Arthur, I've known them for quite a while too, and they quite the run down there in Florence. They're doing it the right way, and it sounds like they're going to continue to do it the right way.
Yeah. Well, how is your business travels? Are you getting to come home soon, or what's going on?
You know what, Denny and Kyle, I am leaving here tomorrow afternoon and heading to Salmon, Idaho.
Okay.
For a baseball tournament this weekend, Friday, Saturday, with my son.
Oh.
And it's funny though, if you go by way of Salmon to Missoula, it's actually shorter than going up through Dillon and to Butte. So
it is.
Anyways, I'll be home when I get there, I guess.
Okay. All
right. Are you going to be here next week, or what do you got going on?
I will be here there next week.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you may have to run the console and take care of things if I decide to leave early to make sure I get a seat to the Paul Simon concert.
Oh, God. No, no.
Oh, of course.
We got to bring Gary in.
Well, Guerns, during your travels, I don't know how much you've had. I know you've been working hard and doing a lot of business, and don't know how much you've had a chance to observe the national sports scene while you've been away.
Well, you know what? I got to watch the entire Game 5, the Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors, and you know what? Those super teams. It just goes to show you have the best player in the world in LeBron James, who, by the way, averaged a triple-double for the NBA Finals, and just not enough firepower on the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I tell you what, the Golden State, I was watching that game, and Cleveland was up by, I don't know, like 9 points, and then like 2 minutes later, Golden State was up by like 15. And just so quick and athletic and jumping around. And I tell you what, the NBA, I know it was a 4-1 series, but the finals were pretty entertaining. And Kevin Durant, I guess that's what you got to do to get a championship. That's what you got to do.
Well, and I think he proved his worth. I think he earned it. You know, you get the finals MVP. That ain't bad for your first time in the finals.
You know, the first player since Shaquille O'Neal to average or to score over 30 points in every game in the finals or something like that. So Kevin Durant, boy, I tell you what, man, he's silky smooth. Not a very bulky guy, but
no.
He gets the job done.
Hey, Guerns, you know all the stats. How tall is Kevin Durant?
Kevin Durant's like just shy of 7 foot.
Yeah, I've heard anywhere from like 6'9.5" to 6'11".
Yeah, I think
there's
it
a big
depends on
discussion out there.
I know. Why is that?
Does it matter?
No, but just the amount of cushioning in his sneakers. But why is his height seems to be a topic of discussion? I don't understand.
It's just after the finals.
I'll tell you why, because Kevin Durant does not want to be 7 foot.
Okay.
I believe there is a stigma on a guy just saying that you're 7 foot. You're kind of awkward. You're kind of odd. It says right here he's 6'9", but I think he's a little bit taller than that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I I guess I thought it was 6'11". I don't know.
I always thought he was 6'10",
Yeah,
6'11".
like that,
but Gern's Kyrie.
It says right here. It says though Durant's height is officially listed as 6'9", Durant has stated that he actually stands 6'10" 3/4 inches barefoot and 7 foot with shoes.
There we go.
Oh, now the truth comes out.
All right. Yeah. Well, congratulations to the Golden State Warriors. Doesn't look to me, Gerns, I don't know about you, doesn't look to me like they're going anywhere either.
No, it's
it could be
it's NBA's interesting. That's all I got. The only thing I don't like is it turns into a one-on-one kind of a game, and there is so much flopping going on and I love LeBron James, but he's never committed a foul in his life, and Steph Curry, I mean, he could be hit by a butterfly and spin out of bounds like
yeah.
But those guys are good.
Yeah.
Hey, Gerns, what's got to happen in the off season for somebody to give the Warriors a little competition?
Oh, you know what? It's weird because there's a couple teams. You've got the Cavaliers that are solid. Boston made huge strides this year. They're talking about maybe stealing away Blake Griffin from the Clippers. But if the Clippers can hold on to Griffin and then sign somebody else, I mean, it's going to be a couple of. They're talking LeBron maybe to the Lakers, along with somebody else that
he wants to build a super team.
I can't remember, but
he wanted to build a super team in L.A., but that's based partially around that ball kid that may or may not have come into tryouts in shape or out of shape.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I tell you what, man, I wouldn't touch that kid with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
Well, it's because of his father.
Thanks, Daddy.
Yeah, thanks, Dad.
Yeah, real nice. Yeah. It is time for Scott Guernsey's Steel of the Week. The Steel of the Week is brought to you by True North Steel, Western Montana's industry leader in quality manufactured and fabricated steel products. Gerns, on the road, on the phone, what is your Steel of the Week?
Now, why does it always come around full circle and it always comes back to the Seahawks? I don't know what my issue is.
There's no reason for that. That doesn't make any sense at all. There is no reason.
my segment, I'll do what I want to do. But maybe
I know where this is going.
Maybe you'll agree with me. So Eddie Lacy, every month is stealing money from the Seahawks.
$55,000.
Now, he's got $385,000 tied to weight bonuses. He had to weigh 255 pounds in May. Reportedly, he was about 270 or somewhere around there.
Oh my gosh!
He had like 2 months to lose 15 pounds to get down to 255 in May. He did that, $55,000, winner, chicken dinner. He had another month to lose 5 pounds to get down to 250 in June. He does that. He needs to weigh in at 250 pounds in August, another $55,000. And then September, October, November, December, every month he weighs 240. It's another $55,000. Now, I don't mean to be descriptive, but, I mean, I've gone to the bathroom before and lost 5 pounds. And you're telling me that Eddie Lacy has a month to lose 5 pounds? I mean, give me a break. Talking about stealing money. Now, I know he's had weight issues, and they're doing what they can to get him down to a weight that he can be proficient at and play football. But, oh, my gosh, stealing money from the Seattle Seahawks. Eddie Lacy, you are my Steal of the Week.
And rightfully so.
You keep giving him that bonus money. He goes and buys more cheeseburgers and pizza rolls. It's a vicious cycle, is
then
what
he does
it is.
Last week, he does a wrestler diet, and he gets down there and collects his money, and then he loads up again.
Yeah. Goes and buys more tacos.
Drinking those little shakes and stuff.
Yeah,
and
Loudon Swain from Vision Quest.
There it is.
Steal of the Week is brought to you by True North Steel. We got room before the break. How about a stupid athlete of the week, Gerns?
Oh boy, I got a stupid team and I got a stupid athlete. They're not very good, but they're kind of interesting. The Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, a Florida minor league baseball team.
Oh, I love that name.
Is offering. Yeah, I do too. offering a promotion this week, and it's a free pregnancy test that they give out on Thursday, and then if you use it and you're going to be a father, you can come back on Father's Day for some kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Kind of stupid. So that's kind of stupid to me. But my stupid athlete of the week is Yasiel Puig. And you know the guy defected from Cuba a couple years ago, just lit it up as a rookie. Then he had some attitude issues. He got sent down to the minors. He hasn't really done that well. But, he's starting to get his feet back underneath of him. He hits his 10th home run of the season in Cleveland a couple days ago. And as he crosses home plate, he not only flips off with one hand, but he flips off with two hands, the bird. He's ambidextrously flip-offable to some fans that were heckling him in the stands. And he promptly gets suspended for a game by Major League Baseball. And for a guy that's been in some turmoil the last couple of years and trying to right the ship, I don't know that that's going to do you any good by flipping off the fans. So anyways, Yasiel Puig is my stupid athlete of the week.
All right. We will take a last break of the show here. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about University of Montana Lady Grizz basketball team. They've got a heck of an exciting schedule coming up. Any other Grizz notes that we can find under the stack here, we'll get to those too as we return to Sports Talk Tonight right after this. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Now back to Missoula's Sports Talk Tonight on KGVO.
Missoula Sports.
Every second of every day.
Hey, we're back on Sports Talk Tonight, brought to you by Jerry Wessel's Tire Center. Locally owned Les Schwab Tire Center provides the best tire value promise. Visit them online at jerrywesselstirecenter.com and CHS Mountain West Co-op, Western Montana's source for Cenex fuel, feed, fertilizer, clothing, and tech for over 75 years.
The voice of Kyle Stensrud, our executive producer, who's in studio with me because Scott Guernsey could not be with us. He's via the phone, and Guerns will let you toot you were talking Seahawks, although it had to do with Eddie Lacy stealing money from them, kind of a negative, but we'll let you brag up your Seattle Mariners a little bit, too.
Well, you know what? Last night I wasn't bragging as Kyle's Twins completely, shall I use the word, pummeled.
Yeah.
The Twinkies pummeled the Mariners 20-6. Mm-hmm. But after the end of 2 tonight, the Mariners are on top 2-0.
All right.
Last night the Mariners were up 3-0 after 1. Just saying.
Yep, started off real good. And actually, the Mariners got back to 500 a couple days ago. They're 32-34, playing pretty well. Minnesota's playing great, 33-28. So you know what? We're just getting started with the baseball, right into the heart of the season. So expect some exciting things. We were just talking off the air. They finally officially announced the fight between the UFC's Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, one of the all-time greatest boxers in the history of the sport. And
yeah.
What do you think, guys? I mean, it's going to be an all-boxing card.
Okay.
McGregor has to box. I think Mayweather's just going to slaughter him.
It sounds a little gimmicky to me.
It's selling tickets.
Yeah.
It's a revenue generator.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to call it a circus act, but you're right. I guess I'm not quite sure, other than one great big giant payday. Long term, what does that accomplish? I mean, where do those two sports go because of this?
You know what? It's kind of, UFC has overtaken boxing. I mean, I bet you 5-1 as far as viewership and popularity and what have you. And I think that it's kind of Conor McGregor kind of started sporting off and said, I can kick your butt, and Mayweather wants to show that his sport's the best. And I think it's just kind of a mano-a-mano, kind of a couple of pinheads going to try to bash each other's brains in. And I just don't. If it was a UFC fight, I think you'd have to take McGregor because he'd take him down and pummel him on the ground. But if it's going to be a boxing match, I mean, it's got to be a 20-1 underdog for McGregor. You would think.
Yeah, just kind of weird. Yeah.
But who knows?
Yeah. Taking a peek at the local scene. First off, congratulations and good luck to our University of Montana Lady Grizz basketball team. This was announced yesterday, I believe. The 2017-2018 schedule is out for University of Montana Lady Grizz. And Gerns, I don't know if you had a chance to see any of that article or not, but there was an opportunity last year for Coach Schwain and the Lady Grizz to play Kentucky in basketball because they were in this part of the country. They went to Washington State and somewhere else, and they were looking for one more game, and Shannon just kind of thought, yeah, no, not going to do that. But the opportunity came up again this year. So you talk about, boy, oh boy, from the fire to the frying pan. They open at Wyoming. Couple nights later, they are hosting Kentucky. And a couple nights after that, they are hosting Gonzaga. So an interesting way to start out the season for the University of Montana Lady Grizz. But that's probably good, right, Gerns? I mean, it's I guess it's that philosophy that, well, we sure won't see anybody tougher than this in conference play, so it's got to help us get ready, right?
Well, great job by Kent Haslam.
I'll say
number one, and getting those schools here to this part of the country. I don't know much about Kentucky women's basketball. The men kind of takes a lion's share of the publicity there, but from the SEC, got to be tough. Gonzaga's always solid, so a couple of good teams coming in, and a great opportunity for our fans.
Yeah.
To see some players from the other part of the country.
Yeah, that is nothing wrong with a couple of tune-up games. Everybody has them, but I think with the exception of one of the Montana colleges, not right at the beginning of the year, but they'll have had a handful of games under their belt by the time they play. In this case, an NAI school, but not starting with any of those. So it's really kind of an interesting way to approach the season. Speaking of interesting, you had an opportunity to look over an article about our head football coach, Bob Stitt.
Well, I did, and I was on Facebook, and I saw an article, and I believe it was written by Sports Information at the University of Montana, I believe, and it was about Bob Stitt, our head coach at University of Montana football, and kind of his beginnings and where he came from, and kind of, they always talk about Don Reed's coaching hierarchy and all the people that have gotten tutelage under Coach Reed, and it just kind of laid out Bob's starting in high school to college to travels and travails and why he does some of the things he does. And I got about halfway through the article, and I got to go back and find it because it was a really good article and gives you a lot of good insight into Bob Stitt. So I suggest everybody go out there and try to read that.
See, that's another problem we have with you doing all this work in Wyoming. We kind of count on you to get us Grizz gossip and some of that inside information that you're so good at acquiring, and you just haven't had a chance to do that the last couple of weeks.
No, you know what? I really, as soon as I hate this time of year, it's kind of the doldrums of athletics at the University of Montana, and you got baseball going on, but that's never too exciting. So now everybody's just waiting for football season, and that's going to be here before you know it.
Yeah, it's funny you should mention that because you think, summer's finally here, and then I start thinking about, well, let's see, we got to do this show, and we got to prep for that, and all of a sudden, I think I'm looking at
summer's done.
I think I'm looking at maybe 9 weeks, until all of a sudden we've got to because
the official countdown has begun, Gerns.
Our first game, the first Saturday in September, we have Coach's show prior to that. I've got to motivate Gerns to help me in the pregame, and you have no idea how. You think Kevin Flynn has a hard time training lacrosse coaches? You ought to see what I got.
Try training Gerns.
Yeah.
Untrainable.
You keep bringing those donuts, Denny. You keep bringing them donuts.
That's right. Yeah, Gurns is part of the show.
I didn't know about donuts.
Oh, yeah, it's fueled by Krispy Kreme. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to come earlier.
Final 20 seconds. Any parting thoughts, Gurns?
Love you, miss you. See you next week.
All right, buddy, we appreciate it. Kyle, thanks for helping me out tonight. Always nice to have you here.
You bet. Thanks, Denny. Y'all have a great evening. It's beautiful out.
Yep, this has been Sports Talk Tonight. We will see you again. Scott will be back in the studio live. Be nice to have him back next Wednesday, 6 to 7, right here on KGVO and KLYQ in Hamilton. We are clear, brother.
You answer this?
No, that's not.
Our show's done.
A reminder from Jerry Russell's Lunch